Hey, Coastal family, I want to come back and give you a little update on a mission project that we asked you to get involved with not too long ago. Back in March, churches all across the world had to shut down, and many countries were under a lockdown, a mandatory lockdown. And our brothers and sisters in our partnering ministry in Uganda were under a mandatory lockdown. The government said no more churches meeting. And for us, we shut down, and it seemed like for the first several weeks, we spent all our time engulfed in trying to engage and keep people connected via this online platform that we were now thrust into a deeper element of. And I began to think about my brothers and sisters back in Uganda, because we basically just moved as much as we could to an online platform so that we could still kind of get together and worship, and we still are doing that. But for our brothers and sisters in rural villages of Uganda, that's just not realistic for them to tune in on their smartphone or pull it up on their big screen TV back at home in their living room. And so for months, people weren't able to worship at their churches in Uganda. And as I was talking to Kabona Moses Simanda Mbuga, the president of Imani Malele Children in Uganda, he was telling me that the 300 plus churches that were under his leadership were not able to reopen. Many of them weren't able to reopen because the government was saying you can reopen, but you have to have these items in order to reopen. And I came to you and I said, guys, we've reopened, and we've kind of been forgetting that the rest of the world may not be in the position we're in. And I asked you to think about helping us help our brothers and sisters in Uganda reopen their churches. I want to tell you, I'm excited. Like 72 churches, guys, were able to reopen because of your generosity. I know our church has struggled financially this year, and I know that's because you have struggled financially this year. All of us have struggled this year, and yet you guys dug deep, and you guys saw something that was more important than ourselves, and you invested, and now praises can be heard in the villages of Uganda because of your generosity. Thank you so much for what you've done.
Pastor Scovia of Chifumbira Gospel Messengers Church said, "When our churches reopened, I approached our local government leaders, since our church didn't have a temperature gun, requesting him to please permit us to operate without it. He allowed us, but said that we must obtain one as soon as possible. We didn't have any hope of purchasing a temperature gun because money was short. But I'm so grateful for this donation." Pastor Ayinza Mary from Gospel Messengers Church in Tiba says the temperature guns donated to Gospel Messengers Ministries are, in a way, going to preach the gospel as well as publicize the ministry. There are so many churches under many big ministries, but we have no way of being able to afford these temperature guns. We thank God for this golden opportunity. Thank you so much for your donation.